All right, let's invite Aaron Piepmeier from the Department of Kinesiology. The title of Aaron's research is A Closer Look at the Role of BDNF as a Causal Link in the Physical Activity-Cognition Relationship.
So we all know Homer Simpson. I've chosen him as an example because he actually has a lot in common with a lot of Americans. He's overweight, he has high blood pressure, he even has some memory problems. Now the good thing is that exercise can actually help with each and every one of these things. We can even prescribe Homer with an exercise routine to help him lose weight, to help him lower his blood pressure, but we actually can't yet prescribe an exercise routine to help him improve his memory. And that's because we don't really understand how this affects work. We don't really understand the biological mechanism for how exercise improves memory. Now researchers have done some studies into this. They've done some rodent studies, they've done some human studies, and they've determined that BDNF, that's a protein made in our brain, might actually be a biological mechanism for this effect. Now this protein has a couple of really important molecular properties. One, if we exercise, our brain makes more of it. Two, it's small enough that it can actually pass through the blood-brain barrier. Now that's the brain's protective molecular barrier. This brain protein can pass through the blood-brain barrier and into our bloodstream. Now this is important because that means I can take a blood draw at your arm and measure the amount of that brain protein in your bloodstream. So researchers have done this, they've looked into this. They've done studies where they have tested the association between exercise, this brain protein, and memory performance. And the results have been kind of mixed. Some researchers have found an association and some haven't. Now my research has shown that this may be due to the researchers not taking into account the basic form and function of this brain protein. When this brain protein is originally made, it's in an immature state. Now in the immature state, it actually kills brain cells and reduces the cellular function of memory. But if it's modified by an enzyme, it becomes mature. In the mature state, it actually grows brain cells and improves the cellular function of memory. My research is going to be taking into account the proportion of mature brain protein to immature brain protein in our bloodstream. So I'm taking a sample of students. I'm going to randomize them into a non-exercise condition where they'll watch a movie. I'll randomize some into an exercise condition where they'll exercise for 30 minutes. I'll take blood samples throughout the sessions, and at the end I'll give them a memory test. And I hypothesize that those in the exercise condition will actually have improved memory, and that the proportion of mature to immature brain protein in their bloodstream will explain this effect. It'll be explained as a biological mechanism of the effect. Now this is important because it takes us one step closer to understanding how exercise actually improves memory, and takes us one step closer to being able to actually prescribe exercise to help Homer's memory. Thanks.